Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. Take a look at this photo right here. New Hampshire death penalty officially repealed after lawmakers override governor's veto. New Hampshire Senate vote comes week after House voted to override veto. The death penalty was repealed Thursday in New Hampshire after the state Senate overrode the governor's veto of a repeal bill. A week after the House overrode Governor Chris Sununu's veto by one vote, the Senate did the same, with senators reaching the 2/3 majority needed on a 16-8 vote. Cheers broke out in the Senate chambers as the vote came in, and longtime activists breathed a collective sigh of relief. The override was not a party line vote, as some Republicans voted in favor of ending capital punishment. Some Democrats argued that repeal of the death penalty would undercut law enforcement by revising the sentence of New Hampshire's lone death row inmate Michael Addison, who was sentenced to death for killing Manchester police officer Michael Briggs. Police said the repeal of the death penalty will make work more dangerous for officers on the street. Repealing the death penalty was a career-long goal for Rep. Rennie Cushing, Democrat of Hampton. Sununu expressed his disappointment in a statement released after the Senate's vote. I have constantly stood with law enforcement, families of crime victims, and advocates for justice in opposing a repeal of the death penalty because it is the right thing to do. I'm incredibly disappointed that the Senate chose to override my veto, Sununu said. Former State Attorney General and U.S. Senator Kelly Ayotte also expressed her disappointment on Twitter after the vote. Ayotte prosecuted the case against Addison. Police killer Addison is the happiest about their vote today, Ayotte said on Twitter. She went on to tell News 9 in a written statement that she expects Addison's sentence to be commuted to life in prison. He will get a pass because he was already facing a life sentence for the armed robberies and drive-by shooting he committed leading up to the murder, so he gets no added punishment for killing Officer Briggs, Ayotte said. Senate Majority Leader Dan Phelps said Addison's final sentence may be decided by the courts, but he is being punished for killing a police officer. The New Hampshire Council of Churches and Dioceses of Manchester applauded lawmakers. And that does it for my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for another news report. Good night, everyone. Bye.